Hey, Vsauce Michael here, and today we're going to discuss déjà vu. What is it, and why does it occur? You know, those moments where the current situation feels like it's happened before. You're certain it has, but you don't know when or how it became so familiar.
Kyle, I'm starting to think that this is a really bad idea.
I'm not Kyle. I'm Butters. I thought you were Kyle.
No, I'm Stan.
You're Stan? Where's Kenny?
Who are you?
I'm Kyle.
Guess who I am, you guys?
Deja vu is a feeling of having already experienced the present situation. I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling a lot of deja vu recently in GTA Online. I was really surprised to return to GTA Online weeks after the security breach fiasco to find that all the content I thought I was missing out on I've actually played before. And not just a couple of missions, not even a quarter of them, but half of all the DAX missions added in the recent updates are literally copied and pasted from the single-player missions, the original Heist update, and even the Tuners update, which is laughable. Although once you take into consideration that these missions were drip-fed to us, it's not really that funny anymore, is it, Rockstar? The intro to First Dose 1 is the same as Trevor Phillips Industries. Ron calls us to the liquor store, and we're soon ambushed by bikers taking up defensive positions until we've shot them all. And the shooting gallery looks almost identical to the original mission from 2013, just with different characters. It almost feels like a fan-made creation and less like something from Rockstar Games. Our player, along with the enemies, are placed in the exact same spot as we were in Trevor Phillips Industries. It's literally the same mission. Even the enemies run away at the end, just like they did in Trevor Phillips Industries.
Look at him run! Get down, bitches!
Fall back, Holmes! We've got them on the back foot! Come on! Through the Aztecas!
The only difference is we're being attacked by the Lost now instead of the Aztecas. They literally changed the enemy's models and shipped it as new content. But I'll let you guys be the judge on that one. The next one is First Dose 6. In this mission, we derail a train and use saws to cut open the shipping containers to steal what's inside them. Seem familiar? Well, that's because in the Tuners update, we have a similar mission in which we stop a train and use saws to cut them open, blah, blah, blah. You can see where I'm going with this. It's literally the same mission, except this one takes place in Ohio. Bad joke, I know, but you can't deny the similarities between these two missions. And the ECU job came out in 2021, so you can't even use the excuse that this is really that old of a mission like the previous example. Does Rockstar think we're really that stupid to forget we've already done this before? First Dose 3 is Friends Reunited. You have to go to Stab City and blow up the Lost Trailer Park. It seems like the first Dose missions were copied from Trevor's introduction into GTA 5's storyline. They're almost identical. Last Dose 1, which recently released, is the same as the Series A finale. We're defending the same warehouse like we did previously, and guess what's inside the warehouse? Drugs, like last time. It makes you wonder why they didn't just make Trevor part of this DLC instead of Dax and this Rey Mysterio looking weirdo. Now, Last Dose 3 is interesting. We have to sneak into Dr. Friedlander's pharmaceutical company. Yes, he's still alive. And his pharmaceutical company looks more like a mental asylum than anything. But if you pay attention, the interior of this is just a reskin of the morgue. You remember being here in the Doomsday Heist Act 1 setup? Or in the single-player mission, Dead Man Walking. It's exactly the same with a fresh coat of paint. Now look, reusing interiors and locations isn't necessarily a bad thing, but combined with copy and pasting older missions, it really makes the update feel like it was rushed out the door and not really, there was like not enough time or effort put into creating these missions. If they don't care to put effort into their updates, why should we care to play them? And this is probably the most damning evidence I have. Last Dose 5 is literally the good ending to Minor Turbulence. How am I supposed to keep up with the fucking cargo plane, bro? There's no way. This is Minor Turbulence. When you're in the crop duster trying to get on the Merryweather plane.
This is
it's fucking Minor Turbulence, bro.
This mission seems pretty unique to me.
Shut up, Brad. Watch, the doors are open, we gotta crash into the back, right? Yeah, I knew it. I fucking called it. We're gonna crash it, right? Yep.
Whoa, that's like the first time I've ever seen that happen
Shut
in GTA. Like, we crash a plane into
Bro,
the back of a
it's
plane
literally
like that.
Minor Turbulence from single player.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yes, Rockstar is that predictable. You get a tiny slow plane and follow a much bigger plane until the cargo door opens, Then you fly your little plane into the big plane, and yeah, it's the same mission. But this time, instead of getting shot down, we actually make it to the airstrip. By the way, I always wondered how Trevor expected to land this giant cargo plane at this tiny-ass airstrip meant for crop dusters. If it wasn't for Meriwether shooting him down, he probably would have got himself killed trying to make that landing. But the similarities between these two missions is ridiculous. Even the cutscenes almost line up with each other frame by frame. It's insane. And there's a million other examples of Rockstar reusing certain assets and mission ideas or interiors. This isn't the first time they've done this. But this is the first time they made an update feel so familiar and boring, because literally half of the missions are reused ideas and things we've already done in the past. So when you have this close together, when you're playing these missions in order, it just makes it feel boring, like we've already been here before. It's not just one here or one there or every other update. It's literally a couple in a row at this point. It's ridiculous. It's very strange and makes you ask the question, why did Rockstar get so lazy with its recent updates to GTA Online? And how did they copy-paste so many missions that we've already done and expect us not to realize it? And the fact that these missions were drip-fed to us is just a slap in the face to anyone that was eagerly waiting for them to drop. Imagine waiting weeks for new content just to realize you've played half of these missions before. It's ridiculous. And I've noticed that recently Rockstar have been fine with releasing content that feels like a fan-created mod and something that's not really from Rockstar. Look at these missions. I can understand a fan doing this, but not Rockstar. And the GTA Trilogy disaster. That game too felt like a fan-created mod rather than an actual game made from a real studio, especially Rockstar. Hell, some would argue the mods that got taken down so that the remaster could exist were actually better. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this one, because on one hand, it's infuriating to wait months for new content just to see this lazy update, but on the other hand, this game is approaching 10 years old at this point. How much longer can both us and Rockstar do this for? And why do we expect greatness from a company that we've seen time and time again miss the mark and disappoint us more frequently over the years? Maybe I'm naive to think that Rockstar Games is still capable of creating amazing games like they used to. Maybe after all the changes to the landscape of gaming and all the longtime employees leaving Rockstar, they just aren't the same company I grew up with. That's a really depressing thought, and I hate to end a video on a note like this. Maybe sometimes we just have to grow up and realize things change and it's out of our control. I'm not even making this video to get mad and complain at this point. I'm not even mad about it at this point. It's just funny for me. It's laughable. And I'm not even surprised at it either, but it's so funny. During the live stream when I was playing these live with viewers, I was having a blast, not because the missions themselves were fun, but because it was so funny seeing how far they went copying old missions. But trust me, if I was one of the people that was waiting weeks for this to be drip fed to me, I would have been pissed off. So I could definitely see some people's anger with this. But I thought it would be interesting to point this out if you guys didn't see it. Of course, if anyone played these missions and didn't even touch a single player of GTA 5, then they probably wouldn't even noticed it. But hey, at least we got the good ending to Minor Turbulence, right? I mean, it is a great mission. Besides the 20 minutes of flying in the first part, yeah, that sucked.